Jimmy K here, Metal Voice. Look at this. The Metal Voice shirts are now on sale. Just go to the video description to find out on how you can purchase one. Metal! Welcome to the Metal Voice. Here we are at the Corona Theater in Montreal.
Yes.
The one, the only Mr. Billy Sheehan. What's going on, sir?
Ready for a show tonight here. Sold out, and we're very pleased to be back in Montreal.
All right. So, latest news on the new album, MMXX, right?
Yeah.
The 2020. The new album is, I think it's like #1 on the hard rock Billboard. Somewhere it's #1. How do you measure success today? I mean, it's not going to be millions of albums sold. It's not going to be, you know, how do you measure success? And what's success for you on this album?
Well, we're receiving incredibly positive comments from people who have attended the shows and also bought the record. And to me, that's the indicator we look for most. People enjoy it. And we see a sea of smiling faces in the crowd.
Yeah, sure.
And people at the show afterwards, we talk with them and hang out, and they're all very, very pleased with it. So that's a measure by in my mind. Of course, no band really sells nearly what they used to sell back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s and such, but that's okay. I've never really been money motivated or even success motivated. I just want to play my best, and I want people to enjoy it. And when that happens to me, that's the kind of success I'm after, and which was the most pleasing to me.
All right, so off the new album, your favorite song, and why?
Well, Asphyxiation is the toughest song
To play.
because there's this part in it that's just a quick flurry of impossible notes, and when I recorded it, I got through it, but performing it live is another story. That's why you see a lot of people on YouTube doing their fancy schmancy licks to say, that's very good, congratulations, now do it on stage live in front of people. It's a whole other world. So it takes quite a bit of concentration and focus and discipline, and you got to get your feet planted on the ground and to play this part. So it's my favorite in that way. It's such a challenge to play it. So every night I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna see. I'll hit it this time. First couple shows, I was close, but I know I didn't actually hit it, and then so I would sit around with my little practice amp in the dressing room here and do it 1,000 times, you know. So now it's actually falling together pretty nicely. So that's the one that gets my attention most on the record.
Is the set list now all Sons of Apollo versus before you had to do a lot of, you know, cover songs to sort of fill in the blanks, sort of?
Yeah, it's all Sons of Apollo except for one of the encore songs we do with Tony McAlpine, and so that's a secret, though. I can't tell you what it is.
Okay, all right.
Oh, it's posted online all over the place, so I can't tell you that it's burned by Deep Purple. So I refuse to reveal that information.
All right. So, I mean, you've said in other interviews, look, this is Derek and Mike Portnoy's baby, right? And I'm just kind of like, they're asking me to play bass. But is there a little part of you that says, you know what, next album, I really want to contribute a little, you know?
Oh, either way for me, you know, I love to just play. And I play on a lot of records that I'm not necessarily vested interest in the band, but I do have a vested interest in this band. I love this band, and we have great friends with everybody in it. But sometimes it's nice to just lay back and do your thing, do what they want you to do.
Yeah.
Like I remember working with Steve Vai. He's like a brother to me, and I love him dearly. And working with him, but he wants it his way. So to me, that's a challenge because I do things my way, and that's kind of the way I've always been. But then throw yourself a curve once in a while and work with somebody who wants you to do it their way, and you have to adapt and change and figure it out, and it'll make you a better player. So in this case, sometimes I do like to just conform to what's required of me, and because that isn't always what I do. So to do something different from what you always do will enrich you and make you a more well-rounded player and give you a greater vocabulary as a player. But I'm sure I'll be contributing a lot more.
You know, you're kind of saying, you know, we could have changed that part. I mean, there's always, right, there's a songwriter in everybody, I guess, a musician.
Well, I write quite a bit.
That's it.
And I've been writing since the 70s, of course, and wrote a lot of Mr. Big, wrote almost all the Talas stuff, Shy Boy, Addicted to That Rush, a bunch of songs that have done pretty well. So, but I do like writing. But sometimes it's nice to just,
sit back and just let somebody else drive, right?
Exactly. It's kind of cool because I enjoy contributing to the overall sound of the band, also contributing to each individual artist.
Yeah.
We're on stage and Ron's going to take a solo. I'm going to pull way back and let him shine, do his thing. We'll lock in with Mike when I'm playing with the band. Because a lot of people, the show and the band becomes all about just them. And I like it to be a group effort and be a participant in making the band as a whole. And I think, therefore, it's kind of worked out well in this band because we're on our second, our third record if you count the live one. And it's going very well. Same with the Winery Dogs. It was very similar in that case, too, where we all are working together rather than three individuals. It's always a better artistic result, in my humble opinion.
This is a good segue into Talas right now.
All right.
Big news. You signed, with Metal Blade, correct? Okay. I got a lot of questions. I mean, what version of Talas is this going to be? Who are your... Because you didn't make no announcement of who's actually going to be in the band.
Right. Well, this is about the 8th or 9th version of Talas, believe it or not.
Right.
Through the years, it's been through a lot of people. The only one, I don't know who's even consistently been in it the entire time. But we had the last version of Talas, which we did the tour with Yngwie in summer of '85. And at the beginning of that tour, we started in Los Angeles. And just before we even started, I had a meeting with David Lee Roth. And he asked me to start a band with him.
Yeah.
And so the whole time on
We'll get to that after.
But the whole time on that tour, I couldn't say anything. So I was like trying to burst, and I felt bad because I was going to leave the band. But but that version of Talas was myself, singer Phil Narrow, Mark Miller on drums, who was a huge influence on a lot of drummers over the years. It's surprising whenever other drummers that I know come up and say, we used to watch the videos of Mark all the time. He's quite an amazing player. And we had a guitarist named Mitch Perry. After that, we had another guitarist named Johnny Angel. Now, the guitarist we use live is another gentleman from Rochester named Curie, but we're going to have Mitch and Johnny join us. Mm-hmm. Jeff Scott Soto's also offered to come in and sing a couple of harmonies because he was on that tour with Yngwie and Talas.
So Mitch on guitar, you're saying Mitch Perry on guitar, this current version now?
On a couple of songs.
Okay. Is this like a greatest, so is there a stable band or is it just?
Oh, well, we do have a stable band with the four of us, myself, Mark, Phil, and Curie.
Okay, that's what I want to confirm. Like, who are the?
That's who we've been playing with lately. Because Mitch is busy and he's on the West Coast.
I got you.
Johnny Angel's on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And the other guys are in Rochester, so it just becomes a logistical and economic pressure to be flying people in and out for a show. So this is the way we've done it recently. We opened up for Cheap Trick last summer. We did a stint in New York City. We did a lot of shows already, and it's been going very well. So we'll have Mitch as a guest. We'll have Johnny Angel as a guest. Maybe Jessica Soto, who knows who else. But it's kind of, and I'm going to do an entire family tree of the entire history of all the 8 or maybe 9 versions of Talas through the years. And this last one here is just kind of a celebration of the songs we played but never actually recorded properly in the studio.
Okay, and now we're getting to the studio, right? Are you going to be taking all the songs that you had on your first albums?
No.
Or you just all new material?
Songs we never fully recorded. We recorded some of them on a live album, but they were never in studio version or had a studio version. So we're going to do all those. So we got a lot of songs too. So it's going to be a blast to lay that stuff down properly
and put it into the current recording technology, right?
True, but we're gonna pay tribute to how we used to do it. It's wild and raucous, just a blast. So we had a great time with that band.
So I was watching another interview with you. You're talking about Van Halen, and it's a rumor. Or is it true that at one time when Talas opened up for Van Halen, you were offered the position of Michael Anthony? I don't know. Were you ever offered the position as bassist for Van Halen? That's what my question is.
3 times, yeah.
3 times?
Yeah, through the years.
Wow.
And I consider it a great, great honor. However, I'm torn because I love Michael Anthony, and I think he's the best bass player for Van Halen. And as much as I would have loved to do that, I want to see Michael in the band. So it was, and I'm not even sure why they asked me in the band, because I think Michael's an awesome player and a great singer. And who knows what the situation was, but it was just a great honor to be associated with him in any capacity. And the last time that it went down, I went up to Eddie's studio when I lived in LA a few years back, and jammed with him and Alex for a while, and we thought about doing something then, but it didn't happen. But I'm still I love Van Halen.
Do you remember what tours they were? Like, just to, like, what era of Van Halen it was?
Well, it was
3 times?
Right? The tour after the Women and Children first tour.
Yeah.
I think it was Fair Warning.
Okay.
We talked about it then, and then I spoke with Dave about it also. Mostly spoke with Eddie, and then I talked with Dave about it too. I remember in Toronto, Canada, and I came up to see them play from Buffalo, and then at the end, 1984, I remember Ed took me on stage to show me the stage setup, and we talked about it then. And then again, the last time was when I got together with Ed and Elle at their house. But again, it's just an honor to even know those people.
Jeez, yeah,
I love them all.
Sure.
I love Michael, Ed, Dave, Alex, Wolfie, Sammy. You know, I'm the only guy that's ever played with every member of Van Halen.
Very cool. You jammed with them. I mean, you basically jammed them.
No, but I'm the only guy that's played with every member.
Okay.
Played with Dave.
Yes.
Did a show with Michael Anthony for a NAMM show jam.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jam with Eddie and Elle at their house. Played with Sammy Hagar. Did a Who tribute tour with Gary Cherone. And I never played with Wolfie. I played music with him, but we did, myself, Ed, Steve Lukather, and Pat Torpey did a benefit show for Jason Becker in Chicago one year. And Ed was kind enough to offer me to fly home with him. And he was with his son. And Ed wanted to sleep. So I played, like, I got some paper. He was a little tiny kid, Wolfie.
Yeah.
And we played some number games and letter games and drew pictures. So technically I played with them, but not music. So
cool.
it's fun.
Very cool.
But I love that band. I love all those guys.
Oh, me too. I love them. And David Lee Roth, I saw him in Vegas on his 3rd night on his residency. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And I guess the question is always, and I'm sure you get asked every single day.
Every single day. Several times, several days. And it's printed and posted and everywhere all the time. But
what is it going to take?
We will still continue to ask.
Continue the tradition. Oh, what would it take? Is it Dave who's is it Steve?
Got nothing to do with it. It's not my band.
Yeah.
It's not my band. I can't just say.
People want you in that band. That's the thing. I
can't just say, like, what's the name of your program again? I apologize.
The Metal Voice.
The Metal Voice. Oh yeah, I'm going to be working with you guys now.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. I can't just come and work with you.
Not.
So,
but the fans, who grew up on Eat 'Em and Smile and Skyscraper, we want to see the Vi, Sheehan, and Roth, band together. That's
maybe tell Dave that. It's his band.
Yeah,
it's his band. But I wish him well. He's still my hero, and I hope he does well.
So, Mr. Big, what's going on? Plans to record, retire, or tour?
No plans at all. We don't have any plans one way or the other. We went out and finished the shows that were already booked with another drummer, Matt Starr, who also played with us when Pat was in the band but couldn't play drums.
Yeah.
But we don't have any plans at all one way or the other to do anything. Someday I'd love to do something with Paul and Eric and who knows, maybe another drummer, maybe just the 3 of us, who knows, but because I still have a great love for that band, a great regard for our incredible fans we have all over the world.
Yeah.
And it was my biggest success of my life. We had a #1 single.
Yeah.
I urge everybody to have a #1 single because it changes your life forever.
Yeah.
So I'm forever indebted to the fans for that. And who knows what might happen. I honestly do not know. So I'm not just playing a little PR game here. I just don't know. But I would love to do. I love that band, and I would love to do more of it in some capacity if it's ever possible.
So there you have it. Billy Sheehan, Talas. Look out for that new album on Metal Blade. Yeah. Sons of Apollo ripping through the North America and going to Europe right after.
And then South America after that.
And South America after that.
Yeah.
And Mr. Big, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
What tomorrow may bring.
All right. Thank you very much, Billy.
My pleasure. Thank you.